I look back to the circumstances in which I joined the Liberal Party, as it was, as a 14-year-old growing up in the West Highlands of Scotland. And it's interesting when we talk here about community, because we're talking about community in a religious or an ethnic sense. I come from a community which is very much has a strong sense of a community, but that's a geographic community from the West Highlands, and now representing the Northern Isles in Orkney and Shetland. And the reason that I got engaged as a 14-year-old and why I joined the Liberal Party, as it then was that here was a party that understood my community, was prepared to engage with it, and that was prepared actually to take my views as a 14-year-old seriously and to engage with me as somebody who had a view in my own right, and not to patronise me, to tell me when I was speaking rubbish, but to encourage me when I was speaking sense. And that has always been the approach that I've taken when I'm dealing with young people now as a parliamentarian. Tanny's right, you've got to be prepared to shout a bit, because if you're not prepared to shout a bit, you will never be heard, you will never be listened to, but you've got to be prepared to do a bit more than shout as well, and that is where the knack of the tea room comes in. So I guess there is a degree of balance to be acquired there, but most of all, be in it for the right reasons. Be comfortable with what you are about as a politician, and if you are comfortable with what you're about as a politician, then that will be understood by your audience, and they will respond to you as a result. So I think probably just to wind it up, I would say be involved in politics, but don't go away with the notion that the be-all and end-all in politics is to become an MP. There's an awful lot of ways that you can be involved in your community, that you can be engaged in politics without ever coming anywhere near this place. And I think they are just as valuable as the work that I do and Alok does and others do as members of Parliament.